Give me a little intro there, Gomer.
You're listening to episode 90 of the Station 71 podcast. My name is Mario, and this week I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Beth,
Brian,
and Kirsten.
So we're kind of taking an idea from our live show that's coming up, and we're going to do some listener questions. A lot of these are actually really old, and I just want to apologize now that we haven't really answered these, and they've been sitting in our email for a while, so I'm sorry about that. But as always, let's dive into our news first. So the first thing on our list here is that Up, A Great Bird Adventure is closing for some changes. This should really surprise no one if you listen to our podcast. Apparently the show is not very great. But back in April 2018, the show was changed from the original Flights of Wonder to include characters from the movie Up. It's been pretty poorly received, and it'll close from September 8th to September 14th to reopen on the 15th with some changes that have not been announced yet.
they better bring back the dollar bill trick. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm definitely happy that they're taking a step back and hopefully returning this to its former glory, or at least closer to it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm normally not that outspoken or bothered that much by shoehorning IPs into attractions, but this one was just really, really bad.
Yeah.
I never got to see it, so...
You didn't
Me
miss
either.
anything.
I'm sure there are recordings we can watch and laugh at.
I mean, if you'd never seen the original show, then it probably wouldn't be that terrible, but knowing what it used to be and seeing what the Up IP is kind of taken away from the attraction, it's very sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it either. I thought about it on the last trip, but then I remembered how much we didn't like it, so I said I've got better things to do with my time. So next up on our list of things to talk about is that they have announced what looks like the first wave of narrators for the 2019 Epcot Candlelight Processional. Again, they're doing all this stuff way early, but none of these should surprise anyone. It looks like Neil Patrick Harris is coming back, Whoopi Goldberg, Gary Sinise, Pat Sajak, Stephen Chapman, and Edward James Olmos. So...
It's always
ever seen that.
the Candlelight Processional.
Yeah,
No.
Nope.
me either.
Nope.
I mean,
It's on-
from what I heard, it's just them like kind of retelling the story of Christmas with the choir, right?
I've heard it's like amazing though. Some people who see it regularly, like there are people who are like massive followers and like love it.
Yeah, it's on my Disney bucket list because I've heard a lot of really good things about it, but it's just one that I haven't decided to pull the trigger on yet.
It just is to me like a big chunk of time
Yeah.
to sit there. I don't know. I guess it's the same concept as like the Garden Rocks or whatever, Eat to the Beat.
Yeah, but when
It's
you
just
do...
like too much time. It's like I can walk by it and see it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Boyz II Men is playing. But this, I feel like you have to like sit there the whole time to get the full effect, and it's just like, I don't know, not willing to sacrifice my time, especially around the holidays.
This is one of those things that I feel like it's a thing that people that go to Disney very often do to like change it up, and that's exciting. So, I mean, it's something I want to do eventually, but again, not in any rush to do.
Yeah, same.
I think it'll be when there's like someone there that I'm really, really interested in, that'll be when I'm like, okay, now I have to do it.
It's always interesting to me how they don't put the big celebrities on the big holidays a lot of times. Like, Edward James Olmos is on Christmas Day. And I'm like, do people really know who he is? Is he a big deal?
I don't know who he is.
The only thing I like looked at his IMDb when I saw this article, and the only thing I recognized him from was playing Selena's dad in the movie. And that movie came out in like the early 90s. And I think he's like voices a character on Elena of Avalor. So I guess that's the connection. But I just think it's interesting that they didn't put someone bigger on Christmas Day.
Maybe they
Yeah.
couldn't find anyone.
So what?
Maybe they couldn't find anyone.
All the big celebrities want to be with their
It's like,
families.
yeah, I have to be with my children this year.
Yeah.
But-
True. That's a good point.
I mean, does Disney really need to draw people in for specific holidays? I think that's the other thing.
Yeah, that's
a
true.
good point too.
Not having any issues bringing people in on Christmas Day, I'm sure.
Right. And I feel like putting bigger names in places that aren't specific holidays is probably more of a reason for people to book trips and stuff.
It's a really good point.
So, next one here, I'm going to say this with, like, take this with a grain of salt kind of thing, because I don't think Disney has officially announced any of this stuff, but it's something that we definitely want to talk about. There are supposedly some big changes coming to Epcot, which I think we kind of speculated since this is the last park to really get any love. But looks like, let's scroll through this list, a lot of stuff in Future World, including the Camera Center under Spaceship Earth. The Pin Central is also scheduled to close. Club Cool, Interventions, more Intervention stuff, the character spots, the Art of Disney store, and I think the other article mentioned something about Mouse Gear, didn't it?
Yes, Mouse Gear is closing. Or it's moving somewhere else temporarily, but the building is closing, which is what matters.
I feel like, I mean, I don't know. Some of this has just been wasted space. At least this part of it has just been wasted space for a little bit. Like all of the Intervention stuff, they don't really do anything in there anymore. So that's fine. But like Club Cool still had some traffic.
Oh, definitely. That
Like-
was at least once every time we went to Epcot, we were hitting up Club Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And like if this follows the plans of that entire section, like that means the Starbucks is closing, which like I don't think I've really seen anybody in Fountain View. Like at least not as crowded as the one on Main Street. Like that's definitely not the busiest Starbucks on property.
Yeah. So I don't think it mentions it in this article, but I believe I saw somewhere else that the plan was for the Art of Disney to move where the Camera Center is now.
That's interesting.
Which I guess I'm fine with that. And along those lines, I'm hoping that means that Penn Central or whatever will be the new Penn store will actually move to like a interior location.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to move into the camera store eventually as like the new permanent location.
Maybe that's what it was. It wasn't the oh geez.
Art of Disney.
Yeah, Art of Disney, that it was the Penn. So something was supposed to be moving to where the Camera Center is now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I read on another article.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of these are very bizarre to me. I don't know if I think that the pin store would, I mean, is that less space than it had before? Or
No, I would think that'd be a little bit more. Like that little pin kiosk is, I mean, because they really only use like one side of it. It's not even like, I don't know. I feel like there could be pins on both sides of that thing, and it's a very, very small space. I mean, the Camera Center isn't huge by any means, but
I've ever even been in there.
It's not that big. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but I agree with Brian. I think at least traffic, like foot traffic, will be easier if it moves to the Camera Center because it's not as, I don't know, closed quarters as the Penn Central is. I feel like I'm always like bumping into people.
Well, the other thing about Pin Central is when that was like really popular and pin trading was like the big thing, they used to have tables out front of it. So you could go and like lay out the collector books and stuff and trade off of them. And those have since disappeared. So like, I guess the need for them to have all that open space isn't that great anymore.
yeah, that's definitely a good point. I don't see a lot of people bringing the whole notebooks full and actually trading those collections in the parks anymore.
Yeah. And if they do, it's more than likely probably in Disney Springs. Like that would be where I would think people would go for that. I also read in another article that Fountains of Nations were the Fountains of Nations, whatever they're called, Fountain of Nations, whatever it is supposed to be closing too, which I don't know if I believe that. I don't know what I believe anymore about Disney rumors.
Yeah, I don't think that makes a lot of sense to take out that structure that's not really doing anything. Like, it's not really preventing the flow of traffic. I mean, I guess it could open it up and make space for more people, but, like, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of work and restructuring for not that much benefit to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're trying to pretty much completely revamp, Future World, but I think it would be kind of nice to have that one callback, to the old Future World. I guess that's kind of oxymoronic there, but I think, Fountain of Nations would be a good use for that. Like, that could be the callback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a couple other things in here in this article. I think Future World is really the big thing that we wanted to talk about because, like, I'm not too sure about any of this other stuff. It's going to be weird the next, like, year or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how the Streets of America, like, started being whenever they were shutting down everything for Star Wars, but it's, like, right at the front of the park.
Ouch, my heart. So I guess we can move on to the next topic, which this one's kind of fun. Pop Fusion fruit and wine pops at Pizza Point in Disney Springs have apparently come out, and apparently they've also been available at Via Napoli food cart since March. Someone else dropped that in there.
Yeah, I did, and I noticed that the price is like $12 or $13 at the food cart, but they're like $9 at Disney Springs, which I still think is ridiculous for a pop. But like $12 to $13, like just for being inside the park.
That's steep.
Like, and they have less than 5% alcohol by volume. Like,
I was just gonna ask you.
oh yeah, I looked into it.
I was like, I don't see anything in this article, but I'm glad you did your research.
Because I mean, like, I like a good fad thingy just as much as the next person, but I'm not gonna pay $9 for something that's not even gonna give me a buzz.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
just
at that
kind of
point,
ridiculous.
If you want, like, buy a non-alcoholic pop and an alcoholic drink for pretty much the same price.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, these sound like they would be good, though, and I would buy them just for the novelty of buying them. So maybe I'm a little odd there. But it looks like the flavors that they have for the alcoholic side are the white sangria, berry sangria, mango mimosa, back porch peach, sparkling strawberry, and then the non-alcoholic, they have strawberry lemonade, peach mango, Florida orange, strawberry, chocolate dipped strawberry, and watermelon.
Literally nothing sounds more disgusting to me than an alcoholic popsicle.
Really?
I hate popsicles and I hate alcohol, so yeah, really.
I mean, I've had, like, alcoholic popsicles before, not this brand, Pop Fusion, but other brands, and, I mean, they're fine, but, like, it's 100% about the novelty of it. Like, they taste good, but like Brian said, it's just as soon get a non-alcoholic one and an alcoholic beverage for the same effect, or a better effect, honestly.
So I guess that's going to move us into our actual show topic, which before we get started in that, we got to mention our live show coming up. I know we've been talking about this on every episode since we announced it, but we're going to be doing another live show for our 2-year anniversary. Just going to be lots of fun. You get to hang out with us, chat live, talk about Disney, and talk about some of the things that we've got planned. We've got some trivia. We've got a bunch of stuff going on. But you can join us live on July 26th, Friday, at 8 o'clock p.m. If you want to go find the event page on YouTube, which is where we're going to be live streaming it, you can go to bit.ly-s7 and in all caps live 2, and that'll take you right to our YouTube page where you can subscribe to our channel, and you can also set a reminder for the live show that's coming up in 15 days. So that's very exciting. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun last year with it too, so hopefully everybody comes out again like they did last year.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Bring your questions. Bring, I don't know, just come talk to us, because it's a lot of fun to get to know the people that we're talking to every week that we don't get to really talk to.
And leave us voicemails, and we'll play them on the show, or call. That's super fun to talk to you guys.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, I guess I should probably mention how you can leave those. I mean, I mentioned it every week at the end of our episodes, but if you want to get in touch with us before our live show, you can send us an email at station71podcast@gmail.com, or you can call the Google Voice number. It's 561-899-6441. It'll ring through to a voicemail where you can leave us a message and we'll play it back on the show. I know we've gotten like a couple questions specifically for the live show. So yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. And then maybe we'll roll some of these in, because I don't know how much time we're going to end up taking up with this. But yeah. So
and we'll have prizes.
Yes.
TBD. We'll let you know soon, though.
So questions. We always get stuff sent to our email, and it doesn't always get answered on the show. So we kind of wanted to throw some of these together just to chat about some stuff that maybe we couldn't fit in a whole episode, or just time didn't allow us to answer them quickly. So yeah, hopefully you'll hear a question that you sent in, and if not, I'll roll it into our live show notes and we'll try to answer it then. So first one on here, this one was fairly recent. A listener, Will, sent us a message that said, "What is your favorite quick service restaurant?" And dead silence.
Well, see, mine is like conflicting, because like if I'm going to actually eat like a meal, that I don't know. I have a few, but as far as like strictly like what I'm going for, Casey's. Like Casey's fries every single time I go to Magic Kingdom. That's my spot.
Yeah. Casey's is definitely my Magic Kingdom go-to, but I think my all-time favorite out of any of the parks is the Thule Canteen.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
It really kind of like blurs the line between table service and counter service, but I mean, like, it is technically counter service or quick service, so...
Yeah, I always forget about that for quick service, because it's such quality that it doesn't feel like it.
It really, I mean, it is. You're getting, decent sit-down quality food for, the convenience and the price of a quick service meal.
And real plates.
Yes, real
and
fancy.
Real silverware. Like, that makes a big difference,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you got to feed your eyes before you feed your belly.
I think I have a holdout from back when I used to do the dining plan before it was not cost effective. And that's Wolfgang Puck Express at Disney Springs, like over on the west side or wherever like everything is trendy and all that stuff. Because it's like so much value for a quick service credit. But in the parks, be our guest at lunch. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's another one that I always forget about.
Yeah, that one to me almost like I know it's technically quick service, but like you basically have to make a reservation. So to me, that one also never really comes to mind.
True.
I naturally want to say Cosmic Rays just because the atmosphere like is really nice, but
It's just classic.
yeah, and like that's just one that, you know, I think Disney when I think of Cosmic Rays, but like the food isn't like top tier to me. But you saying
You get serenaded by an
Yes.
Indian.
you
Yeah.
get Sunny Eclipse.
That makes up for it.
Yeah, I really want to say that one, but I want to go with Pecos Bills because I think that the food there is actually like not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be, and even
I
though
like
they've
it.
and even though they've downsized a little bit on the toppings bar and everything, like it's still really good.
Wait, what was the last report on this? Is the guacamole there or not?
No,
It's
it's not. But last I checked, it's still at Restaurantosaurus, so I'm also going to throw that one out there as kind of an underdog.
Shout out to Pecos Bills because whenever I go to Disney and decide to live in the tunnels and I'm poor, I'm gonna go up there and eat off the toppings bar and just live on tomatoes. So
Well, and that's another one that, like, you know, even if you're thinking value, like you can load up on food because of that toppings bar.
Just order some like tortilla chips and you can make some nachos real easy. There's your Disney money-saving hack of the day.
Stealing food.
It's not stealing. It's taking advantage.
It's not stealing if you pay for the nachos.
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, it kind of ties into the question we were just talking about, best places in the parks to eat or best value for table service.
Oh.
And that's from listener Acadia. So thanks for that. I don't know. Best place. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show yet, but I wanted to tell you guys I finally ate at Skipper Canteen on my last
Oh,
trip.
yes.
And it was absolutely amazing, and I would highly recommend it. Like, we literally spent like 15 minutes after we were done eating just like looking at stuff in there because there's so many like little Easter eggs hidden, and it's really fun. So I'm gonna throw that one out there. I don't know value as far as money goes. I don't know if I would say, because it is kind of on the pricier side because it's table service, but it's 100% worth it in my opinion.
Yeah, for what I mean, it's not really that much more than most of the other table service restaurants throughout the parks, but you're getting a lot more atmosphere for it.
And it's really good. Like, you're not paying a bunch of money for bad food. So
Yeah, that's definitely
And, like,
true.
Like I said, when we came back from this last vacation, Brian told me when we were talking about it on the episode that we did with that I have to be adventurous with that one, and that's like the place to do it because I ordered stuff out of my comfort zone and it was like the best food. So that's stuff. Like, the thing that I like about Skipper Canteen is how unique it is.
Yeah.
yeah, I would say best value. I think Via Napoli is pretty good value. You know, compared like if you get. I really only get the pizza, but like
She's only there for the atmosphere.
the waiter atmosphere.
But I do think it's pretty good value for how much it costs. Like, and if you're with a bunch of people and you get the Mezzo Metro pizza, it's like an experience. We've done.
It really is.
There were like, I think 5 of us, and we got one of those Mezzo Metro pizzas, and I think that was just about the perfect size. There might have been some left over.
I would probably agree with that because I once tried to eat it with 3 people, including myself, and it was a task. So it is definitely a good value when you have, you know, a nice size group of people.
Yep, I kind of agree with that one. Can I, even though it's not in the parks, can I say Ohana because that is like my ultimate.
Eat until you throw up.
Yep.
Fast all day so that you're fully prepared to eat as much as possible.
I mean, honestly, it's on the monorail loop, so it's basically in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. So, like, you know, Kirsten said it earlier with the quick service. Like, she doesn't do dining plan because of the value, but like table service is really where you start to see a lot of the value in the dining plan. Like, this being 1 credit alone is worth it. You know, Skipper Canteen being 1 credit alone, like that makes it a good go-to for me for these restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I'm still like one of the few people that's stuck on the dining plan, even though knowing that the value is not there.
It's about the convenience. We get it. Like, it makes sense sometimes just to have the convenience of things. You're paying
Yeah.
that little extra.
Yeah, no, I kind of, that's what it always makes it, like, comes down to for me, is the convenience of not having to worry about like budgeting for food. It's already prepaid. I just have to worry about tip.
Yeah.
So kind of on that, let's talk about best places to have a drink on property.
Oh, this is easy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anywhere that serves Coke products.
What was that?
Anywhere that serves Coke products.
So Club Cool, basically.
So Club Cool, yeah.
No, because they don't have actual Coke there. It's ridiculous.
Wait, have you been to the Coke store thing in Disney Springs? Because that was an experience.
No.
Oh, we did that on our last trip, and that was a lot of fun. I mean,
Do you get free Coke?
no, but they did have like a bunch of different stuff that you could try, and we had like a float thing. So it was like a little sampler of all of the floats that they had. It was really just like all
Like
of the
a
Coke
float.
products with, yeah, it was that was the word I was looking for. It was basically everything, like every Coke product with like custard in it, but it was still really cool to try.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, they had some cool stuff, and it's the rooftop bar is really cool. It's a nice view over Disney Springs.
Yeah, let's get back to the bar aspect, because that's what the question was actually about. Not just where can you get something to drink. Although I would recommend the Coke's rooftop beverage, whatever it's called, bar. It's really cool, and the view is nice.
Yeah.
But
So-
the thing that comes to my mind when I think about wanting to drink on
Are we
property,
gonna say it on 3? 1, 2, 3. Trader Sam's.
well, yes, of course. That's an experience. Like, it's not just a place to drink. It's like, I don't know, iconic.
Yeah, like even if you don't want to drink, like just going in there and sitting around and watching everything that happens is a blast. So, I know I feel like anytime this question gets brought up, we immediately jump to Trader Sam's. But I think there are also a lot of other very cool places around the parks to drink. Tequila Bar. And
Oh, I have not mentioned La Cava de Tequila in a very long time, and I feel very bad about that because pre-Trader Sam's, that was my favorite drinking spot.
One of my favorites is Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, also
Oh, that's
at Disney
great.
Springs. I pretty much every time I go to Disney Springs go there.
They do really, really good specialty drinks there. That's one of my favorite things about Jock Lindsay's.
And it's a nice, like, themed atmosphere as well. Like, you kind of still feel like you're getting a Disney experience.
It's almost like Trader Sam's light.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And it's a lot more convenient and easier to get into. So
For sure. Also, just want to give a shout out to Spice Road Table Bar in Morocco. Not because the drinks are amazing. Like, the specialty drinks are fine, whatever. But those Moroccan bartenders pour them heavy. So you're definitely getting your money's worth there. Shout out to all you Moroccan bartenders.
You know what we haven't talked about in a while in terms of Disney bars? Nomad Lounge. I feel like you talked that up big time a really long time ago.
Is that what's at Tiffin's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's attached to Tiffin's. It's nice, yeah, I like it a lot. They also have some really good, like, small plates there too, like spring rolls and stuff. And it's also got a nice little patio that I like sitting on.
Though, of course, if we're talking about bars, I would be remiss if we did not bring up the River Roost Lounge.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Get to sit, listen to some Yeehaw Bob, and have a drink.
Definitely. Another thing on Disney property that you really just, like, it's not just going and drinking. You're getting basically free, super interactive entertainment. So definitely one to check out.
Can I just say I have one that I want to not necessarily not recommend, but I want to see if you guys have been to Abracadabar.
I think you're the only one that's been there, and we talked about how bad it is, and that's why I
I've been
didn't
there.
go. Oh,
I was just very disappointed in it. Like, I thought it was going to be a kind of Trader Sam's, Jock Lindsay's-esque place where it was like, yeah, but it's just like all the drinks have like magician-related names, but none of them have any like, you know, I was at least expecting like some dry ice or something, give it a little smoke and stuff, but I was very let down by that.
Yeah, me too.
I have never been here, but I just want to say, as somebody that generally likes pun names for bars and attractions and stuff, I don't like this.
really? I thought this would be right up your alley.
I don't know. Something about this pun just, it doesn't sit right with me. Don't know
It's
what
like,
it is.
it feels weird coming out of your mouth. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about food, so
We'll come back to food maybe. Or should we keep talking about food?
let's skip food for now.
Okay. What
think we-
about merchandise?
Oh, that one could be fun. Yeah, so this one was, what is your favorite Disney merchandise to hunt for? From listener Kelsey.
Outside of the obvious pins,
Not me.
Yeah.
So I tried, like, it depends on what's popular. Like, Pandora was big, so I got a Pandora bead every time, but I feel like that's kind of falling off. Alex and Ani, I typically get an Alex and Ani every time I go, but I don't wear them as much anymore, so I might stop doing that. But consistently, every time I go, I get a new keychain. It sounds super lame, but, like, I just love having a Disney keychain on my key ring. And it's hard for me to find ones that I like because I don't want anything with characters on it. I don't want anything that's like obvious or like tacky. And a lot of Disney stuff kind of is tacky. So I just want something really simple. And I usually find like the most options at Mouse Gear, which is why I'm very sad that Mouse Gear is closing. But yeah, that's pretty lame and boring, but that's what I like to do.
I don't think that's lame and boring. I actually am not, like, I used to be a really big keychain person, but then I had like a 2-pound key ring and had to stop doing that.
I've downsized, and now I'll trade them out. So I keep all my old ones, but when I get a new one, I like take the old one off. So I just have, right now I have like a Wishes one and then a Share keychain and then my key.
There it is.
drink.
We're missing Country Bear Jamboree on this one, and then we're good to wrap it up for this week. We've talked about drinking.
I don't see a way I can squeeze it in here either, so we might miss out.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
no. I was just going to say also that I, not being a keychain person anymore, surprisingly got a keychain last time I was there. And I feel like it is exactly the kind of keychain that you would think is a good one, Kirsten. It's I don't know if you've seen, it's like a motel keychain, but it's kind of like a leatherette material, and it's for the Tower of Terror.
Ooh, no, I haven't seen that one. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
you used to have that one that was like a hotel keychain, but it was like giant and plastic.
Oh, no, this one's like a nice little leatherette kind of material. So I was like, wow, I don't normally get keychains, but I want this one.
I'll have to look if I ever go back.
This one's really hard. Like, I think usually what ends up happening for me is I kind of just like I see something I want to buy and then I sit on it for the whole trip and then don't ever find it again and just don't buy it. Like aside from pins, because pins are like the big thing that like I hunt down, and then like I always tend to come home with a sweatshirt. I don't know if that's like a thing that I hunt down, but like it's definitely something that always happens.
Spirit jerseys have also become a thing for me.
Yes, definitely. But I have like a drawer full because I get one everywhere, and I really can't keep buying them.
Did you see the lightweight ones that they're putting out now?
Yeah, that seems weird.
Defeats the purpose of the giant Spirit jersey.
I really enjoy finding like small, kind of like crafty things. I've said on here before, I collect Lego, so obviously if there's like a small Lego set that's Disney themed that comes out, I'm all for that. I like the little Middle Earth sculptures, and they've even started putting out these like cardboard, like put together shadow box things. Like I love little things like that I get to take home, and then it gives me something to do like with it after I get home, and then obviously I can put it up and display it after that. So those things are cool to me.
So, do you actually do the Middle Earth ones?
Yeah, I have the Haunted Mansion one, which was like I do Legos a lot and stuff, and really enjoy that. And like the Middle Earth ones are actually pretty challenging to do. So I had a lot of fun.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is how long does it take?
See, I'm really like perfectionist when I do like little crafty things like that. So with the Middle Earth one, like you get the flat sheets, and once you punch them out, like you have to bend them and everything. And I probably spent so much time like trying to get all the curves bent perfectly and everything. It took me like, I would sit down and do it for an hour or two, and I think it probably took me like an entire weekend to do it. I would say a less perfectionist person, or just a normal person, would probably sit down and knock it out in like an hour or two.
Really?
I've never done one, but now I'm interested because I love doing that, and I love Lego.
Oh yeah.
I want the castle, like the giant one, so bad, but when it's finished, I don't want it anymore. I just want to put it together.
You're the kind of person that like puts a puzzle together and then just takes it right back apart, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do with it? I admire it.
You frame it, or I don't know.
I don't have enough walls for that.
You pass it along to someone else and let them enjoy it.
Well, then I'll do the giant Lego castle, and then sell it to somebody else, one of y'all, for like half price.
There you go.
I guess I'll throw in an answer for my wife in here too. The Disney coffee mugs. I can't tell you how many Disney coffee mugs we were sitting on in this household.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Every trip he gets a coffee mug. That's like his one thing that he comes home with, because he doesn't like stuff. And so, yeah.
I'm really bad about cups in general. Like, like a lot of the Tervis tumblers, like for the festivals that I've gotten, and sippers, like the Orange Bird sipper that was at Flower and Garden. I was like, I can't not get this. But it's just like stuff like that. I'm just like, I need to stop buying cups. Like my cabinet is completely full. I have no more space for cups, but I still want them. That's my weird, like, just cups in general.
Yeah, ours have started, like, we have little display shelves in our kitchen, so they have like started spilling out from where the coffee cups actually go into all these other little display cabinets throughout the kitchen. But like my wife actually uses them, which is the funny thing. And like she has one that I think she's probably bought like 3 times because the one keeps getting messed up, so she buys the same one again and keeps using it, and then it gets messed up again, so she gets it again. So
what is it?
It's I know one for sure that she has bought multiple times is one of the Fort Wilderness ones. So
that's too funny.
Honorable mention, I also have a Wawa Tervis tumbler.
Do you really?
I do. I was in Wawa and I saw it. I was like, how could I not get this?
If they sold like glammed out Yeti tumblers, I would totally buy those. But
I would totally, like, I don't know if I would pay like $40 for one, which is probably what the upcharge would be at Disney, but
well, the Yeti tumblers in general are like 55.
really? Oh my god, that is ridiculous to me. I would pay $55 for a cup. No
We
thanks.
have way too many in our house, but that's like my mom and all of her like friends. That's what they do is like buy each other these Yetis. So I have like a bunch of handoffs.
It's so hard to convince. Like, I know that they're like super high quality and stuff, but when you can get a knockoff for like $14, it's really hard to talk myself into getting like a genuine Yeti.
Yeah, I don't really think that there's that big of a difference between Yeti and Arctic. I personally like the Arctic ones.
I mean, they keep stuff cold long enough for me. I don't need it to be cold for 48 hours, so I'm not going to be drinking it for that long.
So I just realized that the other one that we didn't answer was there's one on here from our listener Trisha. It says, planning a day at Epcot that includes drinking around the world. How do you pace yourself, and what rides experiences would you go on and see or avoid after 11 drinks?
I'm going to remove myself from answering this question.
Well, Trisha, it's funny you had mentioned that. We actually have an entire episode about that, but we could do a little summary, I think.
Quick recap. I think the best thing that we can answer is like pacing yourself, and then the attractions you would probably want to see or avoid. Let's just say avoid Test Track and Mission Space, and anything else might be cool, maybe.
Honestly, avoid Mission Space if you've had anything to drink, not just 11 drinks.
Unless you're
Well-
tough and you can handle it, like me.
See,
Wait, hold on. Let's
You
back
don't, but
this
you
up.
don't drink.
I know, but I could probably eat like a full meal and go on Mission Space immediately and be 100% fine.
I definitely could not. I have like a time frame. If I'm planning on riding Mission Space, it's like, this is when I eat, and this is how long I wait, and then I can ride it, or I will puke.
Things like that don't bother me. Like being dizzy or whatever, like it takes so much for me to even get dizzy, like going backwards, looking backwards in cars, like none of it.
Oh man, no, I get motion sick really bad. Like, I can't even watch my boyfriend play like VR games on the screen. It like makes me super nauseous. It's weird, I know.
see, I think drinking around the world is getting kind of played out. That it should be like drinking around the solar system. So you have to get a drink in every country, and then you have to ride Mission Space.
Oh no, no.
That's the like extreme version of drinking around the world.
That's
Yeah.
pro level.
Yeah, but they have
That's bragging
Uber. They
rights.
used to do like drink around the resort, and you have to go to every single resort and get a drink.
Oh my god, that's
That would be a lot
alcohol
of fun.
poisoning.
I mean, the monorail bar crawl is pretty doable.
Oh, is there going to be like a Skyliner bar crawl?
Oh, I'm in.
All right, let's plan that out because I don't know what resorts does the Skyliner hit.
Art of Animation.
Caribbean Beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is not the question at all, but thank you for kickstarting this.
Isn't it going to be at the new one, the Riviera or whatever?
Oh yeah.
But that one's like right beside Caribbean Beach, isn't it?
Are they
So maybe-
sharing the actual? What do you call it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the ones that are featured on it are Riviera, Art of Animation, Pop, and Caribbean Beach. So let's look at the bars at all of those.
While you're looking that up, can we just say like RIP pop prices being reasonable?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
definitely went out the window.
Oh, I was looking, since we're probably going in January, I was looking, and I think we're actually going to stay off property, but I was checking out Art of Animation, and it is just ridiculous to me. It's cheaper to stay at Kidani Village than to stay at Art of Animation and
Whoa.
the family suites.
Yeah, the family suites are really expensive there though, but if you do get like the single family one, it's a lot cheaper.
Well, we needed a family suite because we have like a little brat toddler. But yeah, it's still boggles my mind because it doesn't fit. It's still not like as convenient as you would think for it to be $400+ a night.
I mean, especially because it's like you're really just paying for the theming. Like the accommodations aren't really any different than the other values.
The kid bed is the fold down, like in front of the TV in the living room. So it's like, it's not like you can put your kid to bed and then stay up in the common area, because that's where the kid has to sleep.
Right.
So it's like if the fold down bed was like in the closet or something, then you could still like put your kid to bed, then hang out together. That would make sense. But
So hopefully we answered your question, Trisha.
Yeah, definitely. You just put your kid in bed in the room and then leave and go somewhere else, right?
No, your kid gets stolen and you go to jail.
You lock the hotel room behind you, huh?
Have you heard about Madeline McCann?
Heard about what?
Madeline McCann. She got kidnapped like 15 years ago.
Oh.
It was it's like worldwide news. Google.
Just for the record, I was totally joking, but also that's why I'm not a parent yet. So...
I mean, it would be nice, but...
All right, so it looks like all of these resorts have pool bars. The only one that doesn't have one is the Riviera. So we're going to count on that one having a nice bar because it's DVC. But let me give you the names of all of these. So if you want to plan your own Disney Skyliner bar crawl, you absolutely can because each one of them has a pool bar. So... it looks like the first one would be the Banana Cabana at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. You have the... If it would load...
Does Caribbean Beach not have, like, a regular bar?
They do not.
Or, you could just go to the restaurant, maybe?
You could, but, if we're talking just strictly bars, pool bars...
Yeah.
And this one's, like... an actual here I'll send you guys the link to this one because it's actually like looks a little bit better than just a pool bar. Like when I think pool bar, I think like just outside structure near the pool. This one's like an actual cabana.
Okay.
So here I'll send you all the links to these. So yeah, the first one would be Banana Cabana. Then you have Petals Pool Bar at Pop. And
that is a legit pool bar, like what you just described.
What? Oh, Petals? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is most definitely a pool bar. And then Art of Animation had one, but now I am not on their page anymore. Oh, there's just the drop-off pool bar, which is also a legit pool bar.
So it's basically become a pool bar crawl at this point.
At this point, yeah. So bring your swim trunks because you're going to be breaking the rule of no swimming at the resort you're not staying at.
So I don't see the Skyliner bar crawl being as popular as the monorail one.
This will be the bar
not.
crawl that I do. So, yeah. Do we have any must-do drinks for drinking around the world? Because that got a little off of that question.
Aquavita.
No.
Ouch.
No. I don't know. I've never, other than that one, I've not really had a terrible drink at Epcot.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite at all? I don't think I've drank around the world enough to know, like, if I have a favorite or not.
I don't think I've ever had a drink in Epcot.
Blasphemy.
Well, I mean, this is coming from the person that doesn't drink, so...
I mean, I
Drink
Epcot.
like, like on New Year's Eve.
So we got to get Kirsten to Epcot on New Year's Eve.
It's not even really like an Epcot specific drink, but I really like the grapefruit beer in Germany.
Oh, is it like the shandy?
No, it's a Hefe, but it's like half and half grapefruit juice. So It's very refreshing. Like it's a light drink, and it's not, extremely alcoholic, obviously, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm not a beer drinker, but I feel like I've maybe had some version of that, not at Epcot, but it's still pretty good even for someone that doesn't like beer.
Yeah, like it's definitely not it doesn't really taste like beer.
Yeah, I don't have like a specific one. I think, well, I know that the like festival kiosk alcoholic beverages are a joke as far as like alcohol content, but they usually taste really awesome. Like the Grand Marnier slush in France, which I think is Food and Wine Festival.
I think you're right, because I think I had one last year.
I thought you could get those anytime.
Can you?
I think so.
I think
I remember Will's mom getting one when we were there in high school, and that was not during.
I know they have a place that's set up that does alcoholic slushes like all the time.
Maybe need to seek that out then. The Welsh Dragon in the UK is also really good. Comes in a fun little plastic stein.
What exactly is that?
It's like Midori and other alcohols. I don't know exactly what's in it, but it's very melony. And it's green, so it's cool.
Okay, so this last one that we're probably going to do is what is your favorite character to meet and greet with from listener Will? I don't have a specific favorite, but I am a big advocate for character dining. I think that's probably the best way to meet characters, in my opinion. You don't get like a ton of time, but it's more personal, and I don't know. I like seeing characters interact with other people too.
Well, I would say talking Mickey if that was still a thing.
Wah,
But-
wah.
I'm also just going to say Mickey in general because it truly just to me feels like meeting a celebrity.
I don't like meeting characters. Though whenever I was on my program and we had our like formal, they had villains, and I got to meet Maleficent, and that was pretty fun. Scary but fun. And I'm going to be lame and say that I am really excited because now Eli knows who all the characters are, like from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So I am excited to see him like meet Mickey and stuff whenever we're there next, because I think he's going to be like, oh my God, it's Mickey Mouse.
It's like mind blown. Maybe he'll change your attitude towards character meets.
Doubtful. But I'll
I
have
feel
to
like,
get through it for a few years at least.
yeah, I feel like it's probably going to be different now that you have Eli. Like, there's got to be, there's going to be a little more magic to it.
Yeah, but he also could be like me and literally just scream the entire time.
That's fair.
You still do that?
Luckily, I've grown out of that at this point, but
Yeah, I'm not a huge character meet and greet person. And generally, I like, if I do meet a character, I generally prefer doing it with face characters. I feel like, I don't know, as an adult, like, you can be more interactive with them. But I will say, I think the favorite one that I've done somewhat recently was Stitch, who obviously is not a face character, but was very interactive, and like it was actually a lot of fun. So
I also think that the characters, when they have like special event costumes and stuff,
Yeah.
like those are the ones that I like to meet, because they're like, that's a special picture that you get, like,
Street cred.
Yeah. Or, okay, so another one, since we're talking street cred here, when they did Character Palooza, that was always cool. I don't know if they still do that.
I think they do. It's just really random, so you can't really like plan for it.
Yeah. Well, because it's their training thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely at least happened within the past few years, because my best friend was there once, and they were there was a Dr. Facilier out like in World Showcase, like wherever, like that little spot that they do it, or is it in Future World? I don't know. It's at Epcot, wherever it is.
It's oh my gosh, I've done it before. I believe it's like right between. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on where it is, but there's like these big wooden doors. I think it's like right between Future World and World Showcase.
Okay.
There was also one for Fantasmic too that they used to do, but I don't know if I don't think that they do that anymore. But those were always like the things to, you know, the places to find characters like that.
They've also, I don't know if this is like an ongoing thing or what, but when I was there over Memorial Day weekend, they had like the most random characters out, I heard. And when I happened to be there, like right at the, like, I don't know, right beside the train station at Magic Kingdom, that little, I don't know, brick paved place with the flag and stuff, there was Chicken Little and Abby Mallard.
Oh, I saw your picture with them.
And I was like, well, obviously I have to get this picture because it's never going to happen again. Like, weird, random characters. Plus, I'm like one of the 5 people in the world that actually liked that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely like look into that little area as you walk by, because it's not impossible to meet real weird, rare characters.
Cool. So does anybody else have any other things they want to talk about this week before we wrap the show up?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Then that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks for joining us again on another episode of the Station 71 podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts from. If you want to be a part of the show, reach out to us on our website at www.station71podcast.com, where you can find links to all of our social media, our email address, and our brand new Google Voice line where you can leave us a voice message. Have anything you want to hear us talk about, we'd be happy to discuss that on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed your ride, and we'll see you real soon.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.